Family Planning Information Service, would you hold on, please? One moment. Family Planning Information Service, would you hold on, please? Yes, sir.
I'm going to give you a doctor's name, and you to call her, get in touch with her, because, see, if you wait until next week, I say she's 15 weeks now. If you wait, she will not talk to anybody after 16 weeks.
The most commonplace thing that women would do upon finding out they were pregnant and not wanting to be was to try to take care of it on their own. So that's where women try to like fall down stairs or punch their stomachs or, you know, these sorts of methods. And when that fails, that's when women historically turn to a second person.
During the late 1960s, early 1970s, before Roe v. Wade, there was no partisan difference on abortion. In fact, the anti-abortion movement, the pro-life movement, was populated mainly by Democrats, and some of the most liberal Democrats in the country, including Ted Kennedy at that point in his political career, opposed abortion rights.
Right there tomorrow. Come join us in the March for Equality. Oh, that's interesting. The man's looking at the woman.
Well, thank you.
So at the time that the decision was issued, the Supreme Court justices did not anticipate that it would be a particularly momentous or consequential decision. The fact that they issued the decision in January rather than saving it for June, which is usually when the Supreme Court tries to issue its blockbuster decisions, says something. And actually on the day that it was issued, it was the second headline in the New York Times, not the first.
They gathered at the Capitol and listened to speakers like Senator William Buckley of New York. They call themselves the National Walk for Life, and they came from all over the country, predominantly youngsters from Catholic schools, anti-abortion groups, and a number of legislators.
The reason I'm here is because babies are being killed in our hospitals and clinics. I can't tolerate it. America can't tolerate it.
More than 20 abortion clinics have been bombed in the last 2.5 years. An Everett, Washington clinic was firebombed 3 times before it closed for good.
In an effort to reassure conservative Republicans, the president reaffirmed his support for school prayer, anti-abortion legislation, and a balanced budget amendment.
They are tentative at first. It's not that in 1976 you have Republican leaders who are all of a sudden anti-abortion activists, but I think pretty quickly they realize that these are very useful voters, that these are voters. The movement is creating voters slowly, people who perhaps vote on this issue alone. And that, you know, you could say the right things in an election cycle, and you could get this very fervent, not majority, but an important and fervent minority to come out and vote for you.
I also believe that God's greatest gift is human life, and that we have a sacred duty to protect the innocent human life of an unborn child.
It becomes a litmus test, like in order to survive a primary challenge, in order to get a nomination, in order to get the party to back you. For both parties, one has to, by the mid-1990s, have a pretty firm commitment to either being anti-abortion or pro-choice.
Frankly, very strongly attacked in our nation. It is my profound honor to be the first president in history to attend the March for Life. We're here for a very simple reason: to defend the right of every child, born and unborn, to fulfill their God-given potential.
Christian democracy! Christian democracy! Christian democracy!
The pro-life movement is certainly going to continue, and it's going to be frustrated, I think, at the outcome of Roe being overturned. Of course, there's going to be a moment of excitement when that happens. There's going to be a moment of people declaring victory, so to speak. But I think on the part of most activists, they also realize that they have a lot of work to do still. And I think what they're going to be amazed at and disappointed by is how little the reversal of Roe is actually going to affect abortion rates in this country, or even abortion access.
Confirm Amy Barrett! 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 Fill that seat! Fill that seat! Fill that seat! Fill that seat! Fill that seat!
This is not the end game, to just try to get people to go further for their abortions. The end game, of course, is to ban it across the country.